The audio market has been flooded with specialized headphones. ANC headphones for travel, gaming headsets for gaming, but then companies started blurring the lines by adding more features and increasing performance, which has me asking a question. Can one high-performance headset replace them all? Have gaming headsets gotten good enough to be the only one that you need? To explore this question, we're going to be looking at two recent products, the Audeze Maxwell 2 ANC and the Sony WH-1000 XM6. Two recent releases that, on paper, actually have a few things in common. Now, there are some other do-it-all gaming headsets on the market already, like the SteelSeries Nova Pro Omni, but we're focusing on the Audeze Maxwell 2 because it has been well regarded. The entire Maxwell line has been well regarded as a great option for both gaming and listening to music because of its exceptional audio quality. We'll be using the XM6 as a comparison because it's also a good sounding pair of headphones that has kind of been the go-to for travel. It's small, light, easy to use, stylish, even comes in a few different colors like this black one that we have here. These are all things that make it a great travel companion. I know that if someone is asking me for a recommendation for travel headphones, usually the latest WH-1000 from Sony is one of my top picks. But if you're a gamer, the Sony or any other ANC headphones for that matter lack some of the features that make the Maxwell 2 ANC so appealing for gaming, like low latency wireless. So first, let's explore what they have in common. From its inception, the entire Maxwell line from Audeze has been well regarded because of its exceptional sound performance. In the Maxwell 2 ANC, it's using massive 90mm planar magnetic drivers, and these deliver a frequency response of 10 Hz to 50 kHz. And as a comparison, the Sony can do 20 Hz to 40 kHz. And while that's not the whole story when it comes to audio quality, that just goes to show that these go beyond the standard 20 to 20 kHz standard frequency response that you get from a lot of headphones. But beyond frequency response, the Audeze Maxwell line has gotten such a good name for itself because it has exceptional positioning, being able to pick out different sounds and where they are coming from around you, which is something that is very important when it comes to competitive gaming. If you can hear where an opponent is coming from, that gives you a much higher chance of being able to react or find your opponent quicker than if you weren't able to hear them in the first place. And isn't that something we also look for in headphones or hi-fi music listening in general? We want clarity and imaging that places instruments, in specific locations throughout the soundstage to make it sound as lifelike as possible. Positional audio, imaging, wide soundstage, these are all highly sought after characteristics from high-end headphones as well as gaming headsets. I remember a few years ago I had the chance to borrow a pair of Focal Stellia headphones for a while, and naturally one of the things that I did with them was plug them in and use them for gaming. I was floored by how much easier it was to pick out specific sounds in some of the more competitive games I was playing, like I think it was PUBG at the time. And it was an eye-opener for me on how some high-end headphones could deliver a lot of the performance that I'm actually seeking in a gaming headset when it comes to more competitive gaming. And beyond low latency USB wireless, the Maxwell 2 ANC also features LDAC Bluetooth for some of the highest quality Bluetooth you can get, but also has a 3.5mm port to use it wired in. And the Sony XM6 also has LDAC and also has a 3.5 port. They both have a companion app you can use on your phone, or with the Audeze you can use on your computer like a PC to change different EQ settings and change the performance of these headphones. With the Sony, you can also change some EQ settings in there to dial in the sound more to your liking. In my own personal preference, I found the stock sound, the default coming out of the Sony, to be a little bit too bass heavy for me, so I put it in the flat EQ mode, and that cleaned up the sound quite a bit for my listening. And of course, these both have ANC as well. The Sony, the WH-1000 line in general, has always been exceptional when it comes to ANC. Another thing that makes them one of the top recommendations for travel. And the Maxwell 2's ANC performs really well too. I use ANC quite a bit here in my office. When I am gaming or even editing videos during the summer, I usually have some AC running. I have it turned off right now, which is maybe why my skin's looking a little bit glossy as things are starting to heat up. But ANC has become a vital part of my workflow. So that's another reason why I started kind of questioning the overlap of these headphones and headsets. Are the features close enough? Is the ANC good enough? Is this something that could replace something like the Sony? Then there are the big differences that make the Maxwell 2 a gaming headset and the Sony just a pair of ANC headphones. This, of course, has a boom mic that you can attach, which performs really well, much better than a microphone you can get on like ANC headphones. Having a physical microphone in front of your mouth is always going to give some better performance than ANC headphones. And they can be tuned differently, but the Maxwell's actually sounds pretty good. And then the other major feature we've already talked about is low latency wireless USB. That is pretty critical when it comes to competitive gaming. If you're a more casual gamer who's not worried about latency, then a pair of ANC headphones might be totally fine for you. But if you are doing something where latency and being able to hear things quickly is important, then you're gonna wanna look for something with USB wireless. So the Sony XM6 and the Maxwell 2 ANC both have some similar features, but then they also have some things that set them apart. Can the Maxwell 2 ANC replace the Sony and be an all-in-one headphone, headset, music listening, traveling, gaming solution? It can do a lot of things, but is that a good thing? To truly replace the Sony, it has to be the one that I want to choose when I am away from my desk or my gaming console. It has to be the one that I want to use when I'm traveling as well. And that's where things start to lean more towards the Sony. See, the ANC version of this is the latest and greatest with the most features and made me start asking the questions, but adding ANC also added a little bit more weight to this. The Sony weighs somewhere around 250 grams, something like that. The Audeze Maxwell 2 ANC is coming in over 500 grams, so it's over twice the weight of the Sony. And as you can see with them just right here next to each other on my table, physically they are larger, and the ear cups don't swivel all the way flat. On the Sony, you can make them flat, so they lay flat on your collarbones if you're taking them off your head. They also fold up to go in their little travel case really easily. These are made to travel. They're made to be used on the go, whereas the Maxwell 2 ANC isn't. And the Maxwell 2 ANC has, plenty of controls down here on the bottom, but it's still not as simple and intuitive as the touch capacitive buttons on the Sony. You can just skip tracks, take calls, start and stop music just by doing different gestures on the side here. It's a much simpler process than what is on the Maxwell 2. And that's not to say that the Maxwell 2 ANC is bad, it's just trying to do everything, which you have to have some compromises when you are trying to do everything. Some things are bigger and more cumbersome, and some things just aren't as simple and easy to use because there are more features. I thought there was a chance that the Maxwell 2 ANC could be the do-it-all option for the professional who loves listening to music, but who is also a gamer. But it just made me realize that these specializations, gaming headset versus ANC headphones versus hi-fi headphones, those might matter more than I thought. There are compromises with all these different things. I mean, the Sony just is not a gaming headset because it does not have a dedicated boom microphone and it does not have low latency wireless. So for me, it will never work as a gaming headphone. But the Audeze Maxwell 2 ANC is probably never going to be the one that I choose to take with me when I am traveling. I'd probably even just rather grab a pair of AirPods. And yes, the Maxwell 2 ANC can do all of these things, but it's probably never going to be the one that I actually choose to take with me when I am traveling or stepping away from my desk. But when I'm at home and want to hop into a game, these are a great option that deliver incredible audio and a great experience. So can a do-it-all gaming headset replace a pair of ANC headphones? Yes, it can, but for me, at least at this point, it won't. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you have a gaming headset that you use as your do-it-all day-to-day solution, or do you have specialized options? Let me know what you think. And if you're looking to learn more about the Audeze Maxwell 2 ANC or the Sony WH-1000 XM6 or any other headphones or audio gear, visit sweetwater.com or contact your Sweetwater sales engineer.